I work with the ISD. I'm a former teacher. I taught high school biology and middle school science for 10 years. So yeah, it was fun. It was good stuff. But I love working at the ISDs because now I get to work with teachers and community partners and programs that Melanie was just talking about. So it's really, really cool. One of the programs I work on is called the West Michigan Great Lakes Stewardship Initiative. And there are 7 of these hubs throughout the state of Michigan. I am number 4 on that map. And I work with schools in Muskegon County, Newaygo County, Oceana, and northern Ottawa County. So Grand Haven and Spring Lake are the 2 schools in Ottawa County that I work with, or that I can work with. And then you'll see that there's hubs throughout the state of Michigan that do very, very similar work to what I'm doing. And I'm going to show you first a short video so you can see this work in action. And if up there, if I can just start that, that'd be great.
This is the old City of Montague dump site. There's about 10,000 cubic yards of dump material that were taken out of here, and the intent is to restore this for future habitat use.
At the dump site, we're planting native species to improve the quality of the watershed, which will improve the quality of White Lake and Lake Michigan.
I teach world geography, so we can study our watershed, and then when I go in and talk to them about watersheds around the world, they can compare how we use our watershed to watersheds in India or Africa or any place else. So they get to see, how their little tiny world here connects to the whole world. So it's great for me in the social studies classroom.
Project-based learning is cross-curricular. The English language arts students later after our outing today will either do an essay or a poem. In math, we'll use what we find today at the biological station and work on proportions with the species that we find. And in science, it's just all about the watershed and the species. It's been great.
I think it's important to get the kids out here because this is their environment. It's their home, The most important thing in our community is White River and White Lake. So for the kids to get a chance to come out and actually do exciting things that make a difference in their community is a wonderful thing.
GLSI has worked with us to provide the learning opportunity. They've given us ideas. They've given us funding so that we could bring in experts in different areas and to coordinate everything with the students today.
Here's the phosphorus that's run off from the soccer field. This is obviously pollutant, so it's actually going to be kind of toxic to life in here. Also, it's going to absorb a lot of sunlight, which is going to heat up the water, causing bacteria to thrive.
There's lots of different ways to assess student learning. It doesn't always involve pencil and paper. It involves, in this classroom, bringing students out to the stream, assessing after they've done a test, like I had kids report pHs of 6.5, asking them, why did you get a 6.5? Well, Miss B, maybe the water's really warm and we have lots of bacteria blowing out CO2, making carbonic acid. Perfect. Maybe there's acid rain and there's no buffer here in the stream. That's an assessment, and it's every bit as valid as a pencil on paper assessment.
When we first started the ecology class at the beginning of the trimester, it was starting with notes and books and PowerPoints, and I thought it was going to be really boring. But then once we started doing hands-on things with test tubes and the stream and charts, it became more real life. And it wasn't just something I was learning, it was something I was actually doing and helping to help our environment.
What I've learned in here about the way that streams and environments work is I've been able to use because I've got a pond at my house and it hooked up to neighbors, and he was putting stuff in there that supposedly helps out the pond, but after taking this class, I found out what it does, and it actually doesn't, so we got him to stop. I have a stream that runs through my backyard, and my mother's been using fertilizers that are rich in phosphates and nitrates, and I learned that we actually don't need that because here in Michigan, we have high phosphate and nitrate-rich soil, so we actually didn't need to use phosphate and nitrate fertilizers.
You can stop it there.
want you to do today is to go through,
You can stop it here.
lay out the plugs and the plants based on the arrangements that you already.
Thank you. All right, so that video, that was real. Those are students and teachers right here in West Michigan that are doing this work and are involved in the program at the ISD. Next slide, I can do that, I think, yes. All right, so the mission of the Great Lakes Stewardship Initiative is to develop knowledgeable and active citizens and stewards of the Great Lakes and their environment or watershed through place-based studies and explorations in their local communities. We do this through 3 strategies. Our first one is place-based education. The second one is sustained professional development for teachers. And then third is school community partnerships. Place-based education might be a term that some of you guys aren't familiar with, but I know you know what this is. It's all about connecting kids to their place. We want to immerse them in their place, their local environment, their landscapes, their heritage, their culture, their experiences, and we want them to learn social studies, math, science, ELA standards through their place. Rather than learning about things that aren't relevant to kids, we want their learning to be relevant, and their place is relevant to them. So everything that we do is connected to their place. And when kids are connected to their place, they then begin to love their place. And it's really important for us to love their place if we want them to become stewards and care for their place. So first thing, place-based education is engagement. We want kids outside in their environment doing work. And I'll talk about more of this in detail here in a few minutes, but kids are planting things. They're analyzing their water. They're looking at macroinvertebrates. They're doing water quality testing. They're analyzing plants and species in a place. So it's all about place-based education and engaging kids in this work. The second point was education, particularly teachers and professional development. I know as a teacher that most teachers don't receive PD on their local environment. They don't receive PD on how to connect what kids are doing in the classroom to their community. And we are all about place-based education. We do really fun things. We have a summer institute in the summer for a week. Teachers are out in boats. We go on bike rides in the community. They are looking at macroinvertebrates because a lot of people have no idea what some of those things are. We have teachers, they're actually doing plantings. They're planting dune grass or they're doing native plantings. We have them doing invasive species removals because if teachers don't know about this stuff, then they obviously can't bring it back to their classroom. So that's one critical strategy is professional development for teachers. And like I said, we have a week-long summer institute, which is a lot of fun. And then throughout the year, we bring them back and have dinner and dialogue so we can discuss how things are going, what they need from us, what they need from community partners so that these projects run really well at the end of the year. And that third strategy is school community partnerships. Connection is really, really critical. We have really strong partnerships in this work. We work with Kathy and Wimserdick. We work with Janet at the Annis Water Resource Institute. That top picture is teachers are on a boat ride with the NOAA scientists. So we connect them with the field station down by the lake, the scientists there. Another community partner, they learn about bees, and one of this, someone from the MSU Extension Center, Clarence Rudat, is teaching teachers about bees and how to work with bees if they decide to do that. Then there's also community partners talking about restoration sites and ways that they can get involved in that type of work. So community partnerships are the last critical piece of this. And in the end, the goal is, of PBE is first student achievement. This is really all about kids. We know from studies that this increases student engagement. It increases student academics. It helps students want to become stewards of their place. And also, there's a few teachers here, they'll can attest to this, that it re-energizes them. Teachers love doing this work. Another goal is community and social and economic vitality. Is this forges really strong ties with the community and environmental organizations. And you saw from previous presentations that that's really, really critical for economic vitality and community involvement. And then the last one is ecological integrity. Is through these project-based learning, students make contributions to their environment and they are helping to conserve their environment. All right, last little short video is why. It's really critical to have a why for this work, and why is it important to involve students in this work. So I'm going to show this real quick. While it's playing, think about what resonates with you, what you thought was really interesting, thought-provoking, or just powerful that you didn't realize before, or that you never thought of before.